Observatories of the World by Tommy Silva. For more than 2,000 years, mankind has been building observatories, developing technology, and categorizing what they have found in order to develop a holistic understanding of who we are in the universe. In this presentation, you're going to get a glimpse of stars, space, and time from computer models, footage from satellites, and telescopic photographs gathered from the most amazing observatories of our time, including several that reveal images of the Big Bang itself. Chapter 1. The History of Space Observation. The drive to map the sky is as old as civilization itself. The Great Pyramids in Egypt point straight at specific stars. The ancient stone configuration, the Stonehenge in Britain, is arranged to track the progress of the sun towards its northernmost point in the sky. The first astronomical observatories date back as early as the 3rd century in the Middle East. The Danish astronomer Tycho Brahe built the greatest of the pre-telescopic observatories, called Urani Borg, Castle of the Heavens, in the 1570s. Remember, Brahe is the man who mapped out the heavens and gave the vital data that Kepler used to prove that the Earth is not the center of the universe. In the late 16th century, Hans Lippershey, an eyeglass maker in Holland, applied for the first telescope patent, claiming the invention of a device that made distant objects on Earth appear to be closer. Soon after, Galileo Galilei in Italy turned his own telescope to the sky. For the first time, he saw incredible sights, like craters on the moon and 4 moons orbiting Jupiter. What Galileo viewed through his far looker was a blurry mass compared to what we see today. Since then, developments in our understanding of astrophysics, along with technological advancements in optics, engineering, and rocket science, have led to amazingly clear, distant views of our galaxy and far, far beyond. The greatest ground-based telescope systems in use today are usually built on mountaintops to avoid atmospheric interference. Because they have to be able to see through the Earth's atmosphere, these telescopes are truly massive. In an optical telescope, 1 or more mirrors serve to collect light. The size of the mirror is the single most important determinant in how far a telescope can see. Since the farther away an object is, the fainter the light bouncing off it. Most optical observatories are built on mountaintops. Radio observatories, on the other hand, are usually located in valleys that are far from city developments. This is to avoid electromagnetic interference that comes from TV and radio signals. Radio observatories are created to pick up radio waves that are undetectable by humans. Today, observatories have become so developed that they have given us a scientific understanding of the beginnings of the universe. Chapter 2. Satellites and the Beginning of the Universe. The creation of the universe began with an enormous burst of light. The entire energy of the universe in its birth moment was concentrated on a single point. From there, it has been expanding outward, condensing, shaping, forming, and reforming stars and galaxies in the breadth of space 13.7 billion light-years wide that we call the observable universe. After the Big Bang, the universe expanded and cooled and became transparent. Then were the Dark Ages, and then the first stars turned on, and they formed into galaxies. This wastebasket structure in the image here represents the structure of space-time itself. This is a model of all the dark matter in the universe. You see the dark matter lumps up, and the ordinary matter just trails along behind? This model shows how the cosmic web formed from the time that the first stars turned on. When the universe first turned on, it was 4 times smaller than it is now. But the distances in the universe are so large that it takes a long time for these galaxies to form. When the universe had expanded to half the size it is now, it mysteriously started to accelerate outwards. We have learned all this from our satellite telescopes, the most famous of which is Hubble. Hubble was launched into space in May 1990. In 1996, astronomers working to control Hubble pointed the telescope for 10 days into an area of the sky devoid of any planets, stars, or galaxies. The images Hubble caught showed 3,000 galaxies, now known as the Hubble Ultra Deep Field. These galaxies are racing away from us, in some cases faster than the speed of light. Since then, we have started to look further to the beginning of time itself. The beginning of time is funny. It's on the outside. You know how we can't see into the center of the sun? We can only see its edge? The outside of the universe is the same way. It gets so dense and so hot that light can't escape.